I'm Cyrus Antilli, and this is a presentation about what I think is wrong with our educational system and what I think it should be like instead. The major problem with our educational system is that you go from age 5 to 22 without ever having any serious incentive or support to do innovation.
Since you're born until you're 22 and there's no incentive, no support really to do something novel, meaningful.
By innovation, I don't mean you have to revolutionize the laws of physics. It could simply be that you wrote a tutorial that is the best in the world published so far about a subject you care about and that people in that field enjoyed it. What really matters is that you have an authentic audience and not just a teacher who doesn't really care about your project. Before I get into college, that is K-12, basically only one thing matters, which is preparing for the college admission test. The problem with this is that there is very little incentive to doing anything else other than preparing for the college admission test if you want to have a good life afterwards. The result is, even if you're passionate about some subject, you cannot go any further than the college admission test. Otherwise, you might be missing out on other subjects which you need to study to actually get into a good university in the first place. The situation is somewhat similar for college itself, where most people only have one safe goal, which is getting good grades so they can get a good job or a good PhD. Within the college itself, there is very little opportunity to actually doing something novel without it taking large risks. 3 more years or a passionate student might not be able to do what they really want.
Because if you're at a good university, the only thing that they care about is an IQ test. There's no innovation involved. They just want to take one standardized exam and they want to put people on a broad enough normal distribution. So it has to be hard, it has to stretch students' abilities, patience to do something. So it's extremely hard and you don't get any time to really do something meaningful.
What if you find out that you don't actually like the course that you signed up for and you try to do something else? Will you actually stop halfway through to go back to college entrance exams and then go back to college? Most people won't do that and they'll just do a course that they don't like instead. The last year of college, you get to the master's level and then you might get a shot at doing one novel project. But even then, you are tied to your current university. And what happens if you're not very interested in any of the proposed projects that you might be doing there? The first time that a person might actually be able to do full focus on innovative work is a PhD level, which I'm not saying is perfect by any means. We know it has many defects, but I simply don't know how to fix those defects because research is inherently extremely risky. The only thing I'd like is for people to have more shots at getting to their PhD and doing that earlier so they might have 1 or 2 shots at different things. A PhD is also something that not everyone can afford because it means at least 4 more years with little income. What if you want to start a family or finally pay off that university debt? The reason things are so bad is that people can only keep a small number of top universities in their mind. This means that being a graduate from one of those universities is all that matters to get into top jobs. And the quality of education itself is not that important. University is reduced to an exchange between a student giving some money to the university and the university anointing the student as deemed worthy. Before the internet, there was no real solution to the issue because in order to transfer knowledge, besides just reading a book, if you wanted to be interactive, you had to be on place in the same university. But the internet has changed that, except universities have not really moved on to fully utilize its potential. In order to solve these problems, the best way is to remove all prerequisites from any course that you take, and in particular, the prerequisite of passing an university entrance exam. The only thing that everybody should learn is how to read and write. And once you know that, you should be able to take any course that you want whenever you want it.
Basically, you learn whatever the heck you want.
Because we have the internet, all course materials should be available online for free. And people should only pay when they want to take certification exams or do laboratory work.
We can have scholarships for people who are doing well and have already taken many exams or who pass all the criteria. They might take those for free or they pay a little bit, but how much can it cost if you have one course which is amazing and many people are taking? You factor it out across all the people.
Then when employers or PhD advisors want to rank their applicants, they'll simply use an algorithm which considers which courses they took and which projects they have worked on in order to do an initial ranking of the applicants. Also note that algorithm doesn't need to be a super opaque machine learning thing. It can simply be a list of courses which this employer thinks you should have done in order to do the job. With this system, a large number of students could take the best courses, which makes their grades more meaningful, which is good for the employers. And also, if students are not stuck with a particularly bad teacher that teaches a given course at their university, they can simply pick the best teacher across any university. In effect, we are mostly getting rid of the concept of university as a whole and using a more broad system that factors out each course according to the best teacher.
So I do believe that this would lead people to be able to go much more directly to their real interests, which should extremely benefit people like me who want to do innovative things and cool things in life. Okay, I'm gonna turn back now because someone just burned the walkway. That's sad.